This man, he put me and my kids and my unborn child in danger.
That's not the way it happened. Her car was targeted. When the cops came, she was standing right there, and she told me out of her own mouth she knew the guy did it. She knows that's what happened, and I know that's what happened. This is basically fraud. You trying to get something.
Is you the one doing the fraud?
Okay.
I've been so civil and nice with you. Mia, how many times have I kicked squatters out of your house? I've chased off thieves that broke down your door, and you treat me like this? You're crazy!
Plaintiff Stephanie Matthews says she trusted her mechanic to fix her car. Instead, it wound up vandalized and undrivable. She's suing for $1,500. Defendant Eric Riley says the plaintiff's car was targeted by someone she knows, so it's not his fault.
On the docket, Matthews versus Riley.
Okay, and welcome to both of you. The plaintiff, Ms. Matthews, you are suing the defendant, Mr. Riley, in the amount of $1,500 for car damages.
Yes.
Wow, why don't you tell me your side of the case?
Okay, well, Your Honor, this man, he put me and my kids and my unborn child in danger.
What did he do?
Well, I took my car to him on November 2008 for a work that should...
2018?
2018, yes.
Yeah.
For some work that only should have took 3 days, but it took 3 weeks here. And at the time where my car was there for the 3 weeks, it got vandalized. My window got busted, signal light got torn off in the inside. My side mirrors got torn off.
How did you find out this happened? What happened? You showed up one day, or?
He called me and let me know that my car got vandalized.
Okay, and were you there when it was vandalized?
Excuse me, Your Honor, that's not the way it happened. What happened is she brought the car to me. I've been working for her for several years. She's a good friend of mine. When the cops came, and she was standing right there, and she told me out of her own mouth she knew the guy did it. I work on Mercedes-Benz, Cadillacs, and all there. Her car was targeted. He scratched the car up, ripped the seats up, broke the mirrors, and broke every glass in the car. She knows that's what happened, and I know that's what happened.
Okay. And while it was there one day, in other words, who first found out that the car had been vandalized? You did. You
Yes,
called
sir.
her and said,
Yes, sir.
hey, you came in one morning and you saw that it was vandalized?
Yes, sir. Like I said, I've worked for her for several years. We haven't had any problems. This is basically fraud because she got paid from the insurance company, and she knows her boyfriend did this.
Okay, but what about that?
I don't know who vandalized my car. He doesn't know who vandalized the car. I didn't never say that I know someone vandalized the car. I know I was...
Stephanie,
we don't know
Why do you think he did it?
I think he had something to do because he left the key in the car, and he
I don't
probably
have a
still
reason-
have my key
Okay,
to
why
my
do you
car
th-
that's what's on the
Why
insurance claim.
is there a history that you would think he would do that to your car?
We always been friends.
No, at this time, I just know that it should have took only 3 days. It took him 3 weeks. I just want to know why did it took you 3 weeks to fix on my car that on a piece of part that should have only took 3 days.
This is basically fraud. You trying to get something
Is you
for
the
nothing.
one doing the
Insurance
fraud?
company paid you for
Okay.
this. This
Okay,
is
but I
waste of
have
time.
paperwork showing they pay him. I got receipts that I paid him.
Okay, you don't know who vandalized the car, so I want to know.
I feel that he's responsible because if he would have just finished my car, that would took only
Where
3
is
days.
the-
That took 3 weeks.
When you dropped the car off, was there any signed thing about what you're going to do
Your
with
Honor,
her car? Yes.
Your Honor, she has an invoice for my business.
Can I see the invoice,
The invoice
please?
on the bottom of it states that I cannot be responsible for anything beyond my control. She's a good friend of mine. I don't understand it. You gotten paid from the insurance company. You wasting my time.
The one question I do have, and she raised, is
Yes, sir.
why was the key in the car?
Your Honor, I don't know where she got that from. All my keys are on the desk in my office.
Okay.
It's
I don't
in my
understand.
report right here that my key had got stolen out my car that he report. That's why I had to get my car.
I'd like to see it, Your Honor.
Right here, Your Honor. And I'm feeling in my life that someone can come and take my car anytime because of his irresponsible and it's putting me in danger and the life of my kids in danger of my car because he was irresponsible.
All my keys are inside of my garage. I've been there 28 years, Your Honor.
Your Honor, why is it in the report?
This is the
It's
first
in
time
the
I've had
report
any
that the
foolishness
key
like
has to
this.
been replaced.
First of all, there's no proof. Beyond there's no proof, there's no
There's
conceivable...
no proof of what?
There's no proof that he was the one that vandalized it.
But it was on his property.
We're not disputing that, but just because it's on his property, when you leave it there, unless he was guilty of negligence, I can't put it on him. If someone breaks into the place, how do you think they got into the place?
The shop was open. We were in the front of it. I have a lot that I store the cars in, and we were all in the front working. And during the day, we leave the lot
Got it.
open. So it was actually open, the lot. But the keys were inside the office. We don't leave the keys in the car. I must have had 15 cars there. Mercedes, Volkswagens, Toyota, BMWs. Her car was the only car with the mirrors ripped off, every glass broken, a razor blade cut in the seats.
It's in the report that we had the insurance claim had to get a key replaced because the key was stolen. So what is the key?
I understand all of this, but I'm not getting the only part you're not. I believe everything you're saying. The only question here is whether he should be held responsible, because all we know so far is that the car was there to be repaired. But it says here, not responsible for loss or damage to cars or articles left in cars in case of fire, theft, or any other cause beyond our control. So I don't think there's any question that obviously your car was vandalized. Neither of you disagree with that. But the question has to be that I have to make a judgment on whether he's responsible, when it very clearly says for the kind of activity that happened to your car had nothing to do with him. I am therefore dismissing the case.
By him leaving the key.
Thank you.
I could not put my key in your shop, so therefore I can get my car stolen anytime by you being neglected to put my key in the car for someone to even come to steal it, and that just put me in danger.
I think the judge did a perfect ruling, because I'm not responsible for her car. She's a good friend of mine, and I'm sorry that happened.
Plaintiff Jackie Cort is suing her neighbor for $1,312 for her portion of a shared water well. Defendant, Mia Raines, claims she's tired of the plaintiff harassing her and her tenants for money she doesn't owe. She wants this to stop.
Case number 54 on the docket, Cort versus Raines.
We have Ms. Cort, and you are suing the defendant, Ms. Raines, in the amount of $1,312 for unpaid bills and late fees for her share of a well.
Yes.
Okay, is this one of these old-fashioned wells where you pump the water, or you...
No, Your Honor, it is actually a well that is underground.
Well, I guess they all are initially underground, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the well itself is underground, and then there's a pump that brings the water up to the surface. So where you see the pipes going into the ground there, the actual pump is 100 feet below that, and then there's an electric bill associated with that pump.
The pumping out of the water. Okay, well,
So the
thank you for
situation-
educating me. Okay.
The situation is that we have 4 properties on the
In the area?
In the area, we have 4 properties. One is owned by myself. One is owned by just
The defendant?
crazy drunk lady over here.
Well,
and the other
the
2
defendant, let's
is
not-
Ridiculous.
The other 2 are owned by my witness over here, Roy.
Now, what's your complaint?
My complaint is that ever since 2014, this lady over here has not paid her share of the bills.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to look at is the maintenance costs. Back in 2014, we had to replace the pump that is in the well.
Yes.
The expense per property was $800 at that time.
How is this administered? In other words, do you each do it individually, or are you the one who the account is with, and then the other property owners pay their quarter share? Is that how it's done?
We all agreed, all property owners agreed that we would put $60 into an account at the beginning of the year, and then
Yeah.
I would be responsible to pay monthly that bill.
I see. Okay.
Because the electric company can only have the bill in one name.
Okay,
for
so
that meter
it's in
that's
your
there.
name, you make the payments, whatever is due, and the other property owners pay their quarter share.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's set up. All right, now what?
So we have the unpaid well bill from 2014.
Yes.
And then we have a roof repair bill that was from September of 2018. And Your Honor, I just want to give you a little bit of a background
Yes, please
for
do.
Ms. Raines here. I've been dealing with her since I purchased the property back in 2014, and she has 2 sides. So she likes to give this persona that she's a prim and proper lady, upstanding citizen, but when in reality what she is a slumlord that doesn't pay her bills.
Okay, the roof repair and the well repair, those are expenses that are common for the maintenance of a well.
Correct. And I could give you a breakdown. The next thing that we want to talk about is the electricity bills, which I briefly mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Expenses rose quite a bit. She had a new tenant in, so we then agreed to pay $75 into that account. She agreed to it, but she never sent the money, and I haven't seen any money since.
Do you regularly send her bills?
I regularly sent her bills and messages. I have all of the text messages, bills, everything that was sent to her. I just feel like she thinks she can get everything for free, and we all know that you have to pay your bills. She says that I never told her about any of the bills, but I have 2 receipts that her tenant paid $200 in 2 $100 payments towards the pump repair bill.
This $1,312 that you're suing her for includes all the payments that her property would be due for maintenance, for the electric bills.
Correct, Your Honor.
That's not in dispute. Okay, now I'll hear from you.
Hello, Your Honor. Okay, for starters, I'm extremely insulted with the things that she says about me, not only to me, Your Honor, but to my tenants. I have emails that she has sent to my tenants slandering me. I own several properties. I've owned them for 14 years. I have multiple businesses. I'm a very responsible business owner. I think it's just ridiculous that she paints me as some, it's not professional. It's very unprofessional, okay? 2005, I bought the property. 2007, I built the home, a lot of it with my own hands. Owned it since 7, never had any problems with anything at all till she bought a property. 2014, she bought a property and started billing. Actually, she didn't bill. She started harassing my tenants, and that's where you'll see the $200 that my tenants paid. In addition to that, I paid $60. I also paid $49, so to say that I didn't pay anything is untrue. The bills that I received from her first are bills like this, a handwritten bill. These are proof of the payments that I have for starters. Her coming over, attacking my tenants, I mean, they complained to me. We all just wanted peace. We didn't want to have fights, and we're neighbors, you know?
Yep.
So I paid not knowing exactly what I was paying. I never saw a full accounting from the date that she said I owed to today. I want to know what I owe, why I owe. I got intermittent PUD electric bills, one here, one there, one here. They're all different. My tenant didn't move and increase it. She took control of that well by herself. She elected herself. I didn't elect her. I didn't ask her to do any of this. I just asked for proof of the bill. That's all I wanted. 2014 to 2016, she continued to harass me and harass my tenants. My witness and my fiance and contractor of 30 years, we were up there in 16. Tenant was moving in, moving out, so we came up to prepare for the next tenant. She came over to the backyard and started harassing me for more money in an effort to just make peace. I don't like drama. I'm a professional. I gave her $200. He bears witness, cash, no receipt, no bill. So in addition to that, I paid $200.
How much overall did you pay in this time period?
Okay, 14-19, we paid another $200 to her directly, and there's another $399 that's paid. So this work that she said that she did was done by family members. There's an item on here. We're professionals. If you're going to charge somebody an other charge, you can't just charge $1,400 of other. What is the other? She's never explained that. I was not going to pay that.
You're saying the amount owed, you're being very exact, is $1,312. That's
Okay.
exact. So
Oh, sure.
I want to know from you, adding all these individual pieces of paper up.
The total?
The total. What
Okay.
did you pay?
Close to $1,000 I've paid.
Your Honor, that's not true, and I have all the paperwork to show you that her tenant paid 2 $100 payments.
Still a payment.
Okay.
Since then, she has not paid any electric bills, and if she had a problem with the bill from 2014, where's her speaking to me that she
Right
had an
here.
issue with that?
Right here, Your Honor.
that she sent to me.
Let's see.
I've asked her on several occasions, prove it. Your Honor, I have no problem paying the bills. I've been paying a lot. I feel I've paid them. We don't even know what the bills are, though, Your Honor. She's never provided proof of what these bills are, ever.
And that's not true. There's a bill right there from the contractor that replaced the pump.
I'm talking about the PUD and the electric bills. I wanted to see the bills from the inception. You have never sent those to me, ever. Even
And
after
that's not true, Your Honor.
Then show them to me. Give them to the judge.
He already has them.
I know
Okay,
you're-
sir, you can stand
I'm
up.
sorry.
You're only speaking to the...
And who are you?
Well,
Can I-
I'm trying to keep track of
Your
all the
name?
lies. I'm Roy Hurt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You own 2 of the properties.
I own 2 of the properties. And we decided to start paying more per year because she moved people, a family of 5 in there who immediately opened up a transmission shop. And this lady does nothing about it because
I
she's not
evicted
here.
them.
She doesn't care.
I evicted
You know-
them, Your Honor.
Yeah,
for that,
a year and a
for that
half
right
later.
there. You know how
Good,
hard it is to
okay.
get people out?
And she also said
the
that she
types of
can't get
people that you
access.
rent to.
She said she can't get access to the pump house, which is ridiculous because it's right in the middle of our properties. There's no fence keeping you out or anything. It's right there.
She refused
I was
him.
denied access.
How were you
Yes.
denied access?
I asked you, you said there was no reason for me to see it. And I didn't want to pursue it anymore because I didn't want to cause any more problems with it.
I did not tell you that
Well,
there was nothing for you to see. Mia asked me to come talk to you. I came
did
and
not.
talked to you
I-
on
well,
your
she
property.
didn't say that to
There
me.
is
I
a
did
text
not do
message,
that.
Your Honor, the very last text message that
Okay.
says, my contractor is there and he needs to speak with you about an issue. I show up and he wants to talk to me about where the water shutoff valve is.
This easement agreement, which they're both aware of, I'm aware of, it states on the easement agreement that everyone has a vote. It's 4 people that own one well. We all get to vote.
Majority.
Get the chance to vote. Majority
Majority.
rule. Excuse me.
Ma'am, she's speaking.
The big deal here is 4 people get to vote. I was never consulted on that bill for the maintenance of the well, ever. It says right here you get 4 people get to vote. Never contacted, ever. Prove that I was.
I own 2 of
There's
the
the
4
easement.
properties. I am majority.
I still get a vote here. Look, it
Easy
says,
math.
No, it's not math.
Just
It's not-
because you
excuse
choose
me.
not to return
Okay.
the vote.
May I finish, please?
There is no question that you owe some money here because everyone else paid it, so you need to pay it too for the amount of time that you had that property. That was the deal. And clearly, there are a majority of the vote.
Majority wins. However, I never got to vote. I would have gotten a second opinion on this well maintenance repair. It was overpriced, and her family did the work. So I wasn't even consulted. I demanded proof.
Did you
never
contact
got
her
it.
about the vote? Honestly.
Your Honor, we did call her. She lives in California,
true.
but
I
you
know,
have
but-
to understand, we had no water.
Right now, all I'm trying to figure out is how much you owe that the 3 other members paid. You sued for $13.12. Some payments, and I have the accountants in the back doing this, some payments here were made, and I'm only concerned in what was not paid. And based on that, I fine for the plaintiff in the sum of $1,012.
Unfortunately, we own the properties together, so we're gonna have to deal with each other in the future. And I really hope that now she understands that she does have a responsibility to pay her bills and she'll stop being a freeloader.
She's ridiculous. I pay all my bills. She's a slanderous, rude bully of the whole place. And yes, we're neighbors forever. Our kids will be neighbors. When you sue somebody, you sever any hopes of a relationship. And to call me, if you call in that ever again, you'll be back in court with me. It's not over here.
Okay.
No, so you should be civil and nice. It's wrong the way you act.
I've been so
You're not-
civil
I'm
and
done
nice with you. Mia, how
You're
many
done.
times have
Thank
I
you.
kicked squatters out of your house? I've chased off thieves that broke down your
I'm the
door,
crazy one, right?
and you treat me like this? You're
not-
crazy! You need to pay your bills.
I'm crazy. You're acting
Yes,
pretty crazy right
You're
now.
crazy, and you
Are
need
you
to
security?
pay your bills.
Can you make her stop? Pay your own bills.
I do pay my bills. That's why your tenants
you're a
have
liar.
water.
You're a liar.
Your tenants have water because I've been paying your share for 5 years.
Who looks crazy right now? You.
I'm just stating the truth,
You're
lady.
the crazy one.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have 2 options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.